Hello everybody, I am back, not dead, and that was a really long hiatus that I was on. This isn't a Wine and Dollies video, this is actually a top 10 list of dolls that I found for 2016. I couldn't actually narrow it down to 10 dolls though, because there were a lot of dolls, so I actually made a top 15 dolls of 2016. So these dolls are dolls that I either purchased, were gifted, or thrifted. So they're not all dolls that were released in 2016. They're just dolls that I've acquired in 2016. So hopefully this video isn't too long and drawn out. I tried to cut everything down to make it more watchable. I know people don't like long videos, but this video kind of got long. I just kind of seem to ramble on quite a bit about each doll. So it is edited quite a bit. So just stick it out, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. If you have any comments or anything, put them down below. And yeah, enjoy. So the first doll I'm going to show you is a Moonbeam Traveler doll that was made by Totsi in about 1994 during the Sailor Moon craze. And this is a thrifted doll that I couldn't pass up just because she has that anime Sailor Moon-ish look. And she originally came on this weird Gumby-like body, which I had to replace with something with a little bit more articulation. So I put her on a DC Superhero Girls Batgirl body. Kind of dead giveaway is the black gloves that you can see. Currently she's wearing a Disney Descendants dress and shoes, just because I sort of wanted to keep that magical girl look to her. This is one of those dolls that as soon as I seen her and I finally got her the way I liked her, she was an instant hit with me. I mean, who doesn't love a magical girl? I'm actually still amazed that I was able to get this doll. She is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Shira that was made by Mattel just in 2016. I was really lucky that I was able to pick her up from Maddie Collector. I got her long before they put her on clearance, let's put it that way. And she is one of the biggest purchases I made this year, as far as money-wise anyway. I can't say enough about how much I love this doll, just because of her articulation level. It's not 100% perfect, but the way it was executed and the way it looked, I couldn't be happier with this doll. Currently I have her wearing some Barbie clothes and some Project MC Square shoes, which fit okay, not the best, but they really make her look unique. Maybe not unique, but she does look pretty cute dressed like this. And I find the thing with the Shira doll is that I don't want to make her a badass, I want to make her look as adorable as possible. Oh, little derp. My Souvenir doll that I recently thrifted quickly found her way into my heart. She is just so unique and so weird and odd that I couldn't help but love her. Mind you, when I first got her, she was a little creepily weird, wrapped in all that fur, but I think she cleaned up pretty well, wearing these oversized Ken glasses and this Monster High cam wig. I think they really helped the look, and I don't know, I just can't get enough of how cute she is. She kills me. Her only flaw that I found that I'm living with is she has a missing pinky finger, which I think is pretty common for this type of doll, just because they are so cheaply made. But I do adore little derp, and I'm so glad I picked her up, even though I was very reluctant just because she was so gross looking when I found her. I always seem to find the most interesting dolls when I'm not actually looking for interesting dolls. One of those dolls being this Kenner Princess Leia from about 1978. She had the weirdest body, especially because of her age for one, and the fact that she is a collectible. Finding this doll was definitely a treat for me. Currently I have her on a Triad Toys clone knockoff body that I picked up on eBay, and I have her sort of dressed as a Disney-bound C-3PO, and she's wearing some Disney Store Flynn Rider boots. Only because I couldn't find anything in white that fit this body. This body is sort of hard to dress, and I really find her hands annoying, and I do have to switch those out eventually. I just need to find better hands. And the reason they're annoying is because this body is not the best designed, and the hands fall off when you try to pose them. I didn't actually watch Batman vs. Superman, and I'm only sort of a Superman fan in general, but when Mattel announced that they were making Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman dolls, I kinda had the jump on Superman, just because he looked so good. I actually like this doll so much the way he is out of the box that I didn't even bother redressing him or anything. He's just been in the Superman costume. And for me, that is perfect. I do kind of want to get another Superman doll to actually redress and play with, but the way he is right now, I find he is perfect. I really want to like take the suit off and play with like the articulation and everything, because he does have sort of a male version of the made to move articulation underneath of his suit, but I just can't do it just because they don't have the closures on it or anything, and I'd have to cut it open. So one day I will get another one and I will play with him. Usually I'm a sucker for the Mattel holiday dolls that they release yearly. Well, ever since 2013 I've been picking one up every year, but this was the first year I was on the fence with them, just because they look so cheaply made. I don't know if it was the weird snow globe packaging that they came in, or those plastic, I don't know, corset things that they had on that just made it look playline and not collector. The blue dress doll I had to have once I realized that she was the Claudette Gordon sculpt. And the dress isn't horrible once you cut off that plastic thing. I currently have her on a made-to-move orange top body, just because I do appreciate a little articulation with my dolls. And the match is perfect, which is great. It actually matches better than the body she came with, which I thought was weird, because I couldn't switch the made-to-move head onto that body. It just didn't match at all. My beautiful jeweled Splendor Barbie. Oh, I don't even know where to start with her. This doll has been on my wish list for so long. Not just because she's a superstar sculpt, but she also is a superstar sculpt with the rooted lashes, which I found out after the fact is a lot more common than I thought. I'm just so used to superstar playline that I didn't even consider it as an option. I actually have her on a fashionista Raquel body, and her actual dress fits it pretty well, I'm surprised, because she originally came on a twist and turn body. The detailing on this dress is crazy. Like, everything is hand sewn, like sequins and everything. It is just beautiful. I can't get over it. Just because it is sort of that tacky 90s velvet dress, but it just looks so good still, even to this day. I just can't get over how much I love this doll. This doll was sort of a random find, and I only picked her up just because I was a little curious as to why she had bald spots on the back of her head. At first I thought she might have been horribly maimed by a child, until I realized she didn't actually have any rooting holes in her head. So she came home with me at that point just because I was curious. She's actually a Dolls of the World Princess of the Vikings Barbie from 2003, and once I cleaned her up, I love this doll so much that I actually gave her a name. And I don't name my dolls typically, just because, I don't know, it's just a lot to remember just because I have so many dolls. But her name is Kyra, and I just can't get over how perfect she is. She's on a fashionista Raquel body. She's just so much fun. Like, she's got she's got that early 2000s softer makeup before they kind of went crazy with it. Hopefully one day I actually upgrade her to probably a made to move body, just because I do love her so much that I think she deserves one. Growing up, I didn't have any access to the Kyra dolls. Kyra, Miko, whatever you want to call her. So when I started finding Kyra dolls in the thrift store, I was very curious as to what they'd be like. So when I found this rollerblade Kyra, I had to pick her up. Her hair is so silky and her face up is so, I don't know, it's neutral. And it goes with a lot of things. And I just think that makes her really, really adorable. So she's easily one of my favorite thrift finds of the year. I have her currently on a made-to-move body. I think it's the blue top. And it seems to match okay. She could probably do better with one of the new career made-to-move bodies, just because they are slightly more orange, just because it matches the sort of 80s, 90s sort of skin tone. But yeah, I can't get enough of this doll. She is amazing. I still remember when I found this doll, I was very confused as to why a superstar doll had the Ballerina Barbie crown stuck into her head. And at first I thought maybe she was someone's early UAC project from their childhood, where they took it off the original Ballerina Barbie and just kind of jabbed it into her head. But when I came home, I realized she is actually sort of a Mattel re-release that came out in 1983 of the original Ballerina Barbie, sort of updated, I guess. But it had the same body, almost identical dress, just a different skull. But I didn't expect to like this doll as much as I did, just because she is a Ballerina Barbie. Like, how exciting can that be? But she became sort of my, I don't know, like, bad girl Ballerina Barbie. She just seems to look very nice in black. I currently have her on a made-to-move pink top body, which sort of matched the best out of what I could find, but I absolutely adore this Barbie. I cleaned her up the best I could. Her hair is still sort of a little frowsy puzzled. When I got her, she had literally all the elastics that were in her hair were rotten to her hair, and they were crumbled and gross, and I spent hours picking it out. So I'm glad she cleaned up as well as she did, and I'm very, very pleased with her. This seemed to be my year for finding vintage dolls. It's just one of those things where it rains, it pours, and I seem to find a bunch of vintage dolls all at once. My favorite being this twist and turn. I think she's a talking Barbie from about 1968. Not actually on the talking Barbie body. I think it's just a generic twist and turn, click me body. Overall, her hair is in really good shape. She still has her eyelashes. She's got decent coloring to her. I just thought she was a really great find considering that I got her for like a couple bucks, if that. So to find a vintage doll in this great shape, it was just an amazing opportunity for me. I'm still holding out that 2017 is the year I find a blonde talking Barbie. But for now, I'll settle for the couple I have now. I have sort of a soft spot for neglected, forgotten dolls. And this Mattel Ocean's Friends Barbie sat at the thrift store for months, actual months. And every time I went in there, she was there and nobody would buy her. It was one of those things where I absolutely loved her face, but her hair was so terribly, I didn't want to commit to fixing her at that point. Her legs were faded. She just had so many problems. Yeah, one day I just went in, she was there, and she must have caught me in a good mood because I decided to just get her, bring her home and fix her. It was one of those projects that happened so quickly and turned out exactly how I wanted it to, that she became an instant hit. She actually was rerouted using hair from a Laguna and a Gulia because I wanted that sort of blue streaky highlight look to her, and Laguna's highlight didn't really work as well. So I ended up stealing some hair from a Gulia doll as well. She's also on a Fashionista Nikki body. One day she will probably get a made-to-move orange top, but I'm having a hard time finding made-to-move bodies at this point. One of the few dolls from 2016 that is actually from 2016 is this Mattel Fashionista's number 14 powdered pink. She is also a doll that was neglected and left in the store forever. She was actually, I still remember that trip. She was the last Fashionista doll on the shelf, and I remember for weeks going to the same store and for weeks pushing her aside looking for a curvy Barbie. So eventually I caved and I bought her, and I absolutely love her. She was one of those dolls that when she was announced, I loved her, but I wasn't 100% sure just because she is the standard Millie sculpt, and you see that everywhere. It's not very exciting. So, that being said, I absolutely love her, and she's my favorite Millie sculpt, and I'm really glad I picked her up. She's currently on I think it's a Life in the Dream House Teresa body, but she will be upgraded to a made-to-move as soon as I find one. Totally Hair Barbie is probably my absolute favorite superstar doll, easily. So when I found this very butchered Totally Hair Barbie in the store, I had to bring her home with me. Her hair was so disgustingly chopped up that I didn't have any qualms of, well, rerouting her. She was just on the back burner for forever until I found the right hair. Originally, I just wanted to reroute her in more long blonde hair, but once I found this blue hair from another thrifted doll, I knew that was the right choice, and it just matches her eye makeup perfectly. I can't get over how well it looks. While the hair isn't the best quality, I am really happy with the actual look of it, and my rerouting job isn't 100% perfect either, but I am getting better, believe it or not. She's currently on a Fashionista body with a dress by Dolls Ahoy, probably one of my favorite Dolls Ahoy dresses. Last but not least, Disney Store Lone Ranger. How frustrating this doll was to fix. This was a thrift store find that I picked up towards the end of the year, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, originally I passed on this doll just because he had so much pen on his head and he was so dirty and gross that I needed a little bit of convincing to go back and get him. But once I did, and I figured out how to fade the pen, thank you, John, for helping me with that. He is amazing. I absolutely love his sculpt. Not that it looks 100% like Armie Hammer, I think that's the actor's name, but he is very good looking. I was actually able to touch up his face paint for the most part and his beard, which was interesting because I've never actually done beards before. And I ended up cutting his head, changing the neck style, and putting him on an action figure body. It's just a generic Hot Toys Barbie's knockoff body from eBay. And he's actually wearing his original clothes still with, I think, a Texas Ken shirt and Harley Ken boots, because he didn't come with his original boots or shirt. He came with a gray t-shirt for some reason. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. But anyway, I'm really happy with how he turned out, and I hope to never get another doll with pen on its face, because trying to get that off is insanely brutal.
Thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video. Hopefully my next video won't be so delayed. I want to get back into a sort of schedule, even if it's not every week, at least every other week. Hopefully not, but longest being once a month. I will talk to you guys later, and have a good day. Bye.